Hey guys, and welcome to Twinning Up the House. You know, sometimes people wonder why I do all these house projects. And generally in my experience, it seems like it's a good idea to know about what work's supposed to be done on your house when you hire someone to do it. Other times, their projects are just way too big, there's no way I could do it, so it's not a thing. I have to hire somebody. So today's video is going to be on when hiring somebody doesn't go well. So here's my situation. I live in Florida, and we had 2 hurricanes this past year. My roof was damaged in the first hurricane, so I made an insurance claim. The insurance company and I finally worked it out. The roofers came out, and they have put on my new roof. But I'm not happy. No. It looks real pretty here, and the flat, simple sections are great. But what the problem, one of the many problems, is this. I can back up and show this to you a little better, but I think that looks really bad. What I had before was barrel tile on that roof that went out to a nice strip edge. So it wasn't fancy, but it was nice enough. Now I've got that they had to hand fashion, and it's wavy, and that's just where the problems begin. Okay, so from this angle you can see where they hand painted it. It's not particularly even around here. The paint's already scratching off. It hasn't even been a week. And I like how you can see like the waves. Very interesting. But then we've got this. Yep. The peel and stick's there. This used to all be barrel tile. So I don't know if you can see it. Maybe come around this way. There's a valley, which I'll get to in a minute. All the water runs right here, right down. You can see this little divot. Through this little divot, straight down, over my steps. So yes, folks, when it rains, you cannot leave my front door. Now, all of this is open, and they propped it up on broken pieces of tile, which is awesome. Now let's get to the valley. This is supposed to be what's called a closed valley. Oh, look, this is getting better. It's getting so much better. Okay, sorry, just noticed a few new things that are making me insane. Okay, so this is supposed to be a closed valley. And what you're supposed to do is put this flashing underneath it, and then the tiles are supposed to butt up against each other. Now, in the multitude of issues, these tiles are sitting in the valley. So the water has nowhere to go but up under my roof. Plus, they're not touching each other. Plus, can you see that? Not really. Let me get back. There's holes, that being a small one, because they didn't align the tiles properly. So, there's nothing closed about this valley. It's like a really crappy done open valley. And the tile's laying in it. So the only thing that can happen, because they are not hooked to anything, so the only thing that can happen is the water goes back under the underlayment and ruins my roof. In fact, let's see. We got all sorts of fun stuff. So that's my valley conversation. All right, and as you can see, the same valley over there. Look, I can zoom in because this is a better angle. See? It's just housing for squirrels because I love animals under my roof so much. That is so great. Okay. That's how the runoff is on my roof. That's awesome, isn't it? Let me share this to you. Because I believe we have multiple issues. I did not get up here and look at this while it was raining. But I did put the hose up here. Simulate. Now, simulating a couple things here. There's the hose. There's the water going down. There's the water that's touching the gutter. There's the water that's going beyond the gutter out onto the underlayment. We're going to play another game. I'm going to move the hose further up the roof and see how far it comes out these holes. Oh, let's go. You're at the top of the, quote, dry valley. And you can see it's going down. The other side looks like it's working as expected, but oh, look right there. Is that it? Hang on, where is it? What is the next one? Oh, there's a shadow. It's running over top of that tile. See, the other side seems like it's working as designed. See, that side's working as designed. Can you see what's going on here? We've got water going over top of this tile. We've got something happening here that looks like a small rapid, and a whole lot of pooling right there. And that water is definitely coming out far beyond where it should. Could be just because this is all collapsed. Yeah, see, oh look, that one's not even attached to anything. Yeah, it's beyond the flashing. I can't really see that in there, but you can feel it. This side's working, that side's not. And this is just a hose, not an actual full rainstorm. Let's go check the back valley. Okay. So now I've put it down the other valley, which I didn't think was quite as bad as the first. And honestly, it doesn't seem too bad until we get to there. It's very hard to find things. As you can see, it's like rapiding up because I don't know what's down there. It could be a big rock or something. And then here, as you can see, it's blocked by the tiles, so it's going up and over. Oh, look, it's even coming completely down through the middle of the tile. That's awesome. I wonder where the hell. That means it's getting so far behind the tile that it's coming over the tile that way. And then we have this scene here, which appears to be some major blockade. And then we have the pond. Hello, pond. What are you doing? You've just completely blocked it to such a degree that look, it's coming out all the way over here and it's coming out through the holes over here, which means the water's going that far back here. Man, this is awesome. No, not awesome at all. Super crappy. This is why you gotta look real close at these things. All right, so it's getting so far out. It's dripping out of that hole right there. It's dripping all the way on the edges, and then it's dripping out from above the drip edge under the gutter. So it's actually getting underneath the gutter flashing. Wow. 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 Yeah, and see that one up there? See that corner? It's coming out the corner of that. Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah, there we go. So it's going so far outside of the gutter that 3 holes over, the water's coming out. All the way over there. And there you go. That's a really good shot of it coming out from underneath the flashing for the valve. Now we have the chimney. There's kind of a shadow on it at the moment. Please note, this is a new roof. Brand spanking new. So I'm going to go over to the chimney. Hang on. Okay, let me reiterate. They finished this 3 days ago. This is my chimney. They say this is okay. All of this. So, let me go through the multitude of problems and then tell you what the owner told me, validating why it was done this way. This is called a cricket. It was added. So because it was added, they said it is impossible to tile a cricket. So they just put water barrier on it. And oh look, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it's actually punctured already. Plus, there's holes in the caulk that they put the collar. You're supposed to cut out the stucco and put a collar on. They didn't cut out the stucco and put on a collar. They just put on a collar over the stucco. So now Water's coming in underneath the collar, I'm sure, because I can see these large gaping holes. And my stucco's all busted up at the top. And they just put caulk on top of the chimney because they said the insurance company won't let them replace the tile there, which is not up to code. So they won't put a chimney cap on. They just caulked my freaking chimney. Oh, and doesn't that look great? And I had the stucco guys come, and they can't fix the chimney because the collar's on the outside of the stucco, so they have to remove the collar. And all this flashing that's on top of my tile, not under my tile, but the owner said, that's because you want to keep the water on top of the tile. You don't want it going under. Then why the hell are my damn gutters so freaking open? So my chimney looks like this on my brand new roof. And even better, watch this. It's not actually glued down. It's free floating. I mean, it might be attached to something, but I can't tell what. So the first hurricane that comes, this stuff is gone. And there's my valleys again, because he said we have to keep the water over the tile. That's why we did this. That's why my valleys look like that, because we are totally keeping the water out from under the tiles. You know, sometimes you have to laugh because you just want to cry. Okay, so I'm pouring this back here where water would hit, right? And so it's coming out there. But look, give it a second. Actually, as if I pour it over here. Look, it's going underneath it and coming out underneath the flashing at the end. That's awesome! Let me just leave this up here for a while. Let's see what we get. Okay, so I mean, it's certainly going around this. But you can see, I don't know if you can see still, it's still leaking out from underneath. Oh, there's a screw under the flashing. Yeah. One problem. Where is it? Just climb down here a little bit. Okay, so apparently screw under the flashing is a really good way to go. And then if I move this over just a smidge, we do over here, anything that comes in here, fix that screw, and look, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. Comes out right out under the flashing. That's great stuff. Look how far back it goes under the flashing. Let's go see what's happening on the other side. Got this fine work here. Now, I'm sure these things were supposed to be molded or something was what I heard. But no, look. It's not gonna get really good under that flashing. Yeah, that's good stuff. This side's the same way, so I'm sure we have the same issue. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. Out under that edge of the flashing. And then there's little stuff, like the mortar's already cracking. And it's really cracking over here. I think it's because the whole roof is collapsing because of the valleys. So let's go back over here. Now, there's my flat roof. I think they did a really good job on that. I mean, it did totally storm yesterday, and there's still water up there, which is of concern. So I have worked myself into an entirely psychotic fit over this. What they said they'd do to fix it is they said they'd put mortar in all of those holes where the roof is completely open. Interesting, but because all of those tiles are collapsed and all the water's running under there, all that's going to do is pool water under my roof. So I don't agree to that. And I am just losing my mind. So pretty much and then there's a bunch of broken tiles, and they're going to replace the ones that are like severely broken, but like this one's totally cracked. You can see that? I mean, I'm so upset. So here's the deal. I had the owner come out, We discussed it, had a little argument on the roof. He told me the way he explained it to me was like I was the biggest idiot on the planet, and I didn't know what I was talking about. This is totally how you do a high-quality tile roof. And then threw some of it off onto the insurance company that he couldn't fix it because they weren't paying for it. So that's the conversation I had with the owner. The only thing they're fixing is the tiles, the mortar, and then there's a couple of places, which they generally did a good job, where the tiles are lifting. You can totally get to the screws, which means the screws will rot out, which means your roof will fail. They said they're going to caulk underneath those tiles so the water can't get in there. But I mean, good God, come on, let's look at this. All the tiles are collapsing over here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that so well. Like right here. Because there's nothing holding them up. Because they're just, whoo, bouncing on my roof. There we go. They're collapsing, all collapsing into the gutter. So they're laying in the valley. So water could never go through there at all. They're not going to fix that. So as you can see, like here, all the water comes from this whole section of the roof, goes down over my front door. And as you can see, if they mortar those up, then all the water that's going behind the roof, because all those things have fallen in the valley, are going to get stuck back there and create large pools of water that I have no idea where they would go, honestly. I can't even perceive, because all of those spots will be concreted up and just rot my roof out. So the insurance company guy is supposed to be calling me back today. He's coming. They were supposed to come yesterday, and they were a no-show. I sent them a variety of pictures. I sent them a variety of text messages, and I'm going to be calling them again today. Also, what I've done, since I am not a roofer, is I had a roofing company. They're coming out in 2 days, and they're going to do an inspection of the roof and write a report for me. So I'm going to ask that they fix everything on that list. And, yeah, so I'll tell you how it goes. This is video 1 of, let's see how many. Okay, so that's the highlights of what is wrong with my roof. Now, the people from the insurance company are saying, I sent them pictures, I sent them videos, they're saying they're going to get it all fixed. So, we will see. That will be video 2. So, if you like the series, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, make sure you subscribe, and that's it for today's Twinning Up the House.